Hey everybody, welcome in to another Happy Hour recap brought to you by Edwards Communications at edwardscom.net. This is the vlog for businesses and online marketers who want to know how to manage all of the noise in a crowded digital world and how it can work for you. I'm Mark Tennant.
And I'm Barry Edwards, and today we're coming at you from the Tavern Company on Lee Road and in beautiful Cleveland Heights, Ohio. And I live in this neighborhood, Mark, and I come to Lee Road quite a bit. This is hands down my favorite place to eat.
Yep, and Executive Chef Jamie Weinbrand, he's just incredible. The food is great, prices are great. It's the Tavern Company, great place.
TheTavernCompany.com. Mark, last week we talked about Facebook, the changes at Facebook, and in particular the challenges businesses are having getting their content back into people's news feeds.
Right.
So what they're really realizing is that they've got to set some marketing budget aside. It's now pay to play.
It is.
And that's not going to change.
Nope.
It's going to become more so the truth.
Yep.
We had a viewer, former Northeast Ohio resident Bo Milborn, who is now in Hilton Head. He asks us specifically about Facebook ads. So, Mark, what's the cost effectiveness of Facebook ads?
All right, well, let's first of all, don't get mad at Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook folks. You knew it was going to come. Once they went public, you knew this was going to come. Instagram is probably next, but that's another subject. But let's talk about ads versus boosted posts. And first, I'll start with boosted posts. Now, every post has this little boost post button down in the lower right-hand corner that you can click if you're a business owner and you're setting up that ad, and you can set aside $5, $10, $15 to boost that post to a certain amount of people, and it actually goes to, these boosts go to people that have liked your page and friends of people that like your page. And obviously, the more money that you set aside, the higher the reach for that. Now, what you really want to use boosted posts for is to maybe build your email marketing list or send them to a contest, send them to your website, something like that. You really don't want to use boosted posts for likes, right? Because I think I heard somebody call them vanity likes, and you really don't want that. I mean, so there's other ways to effectively use the boosted post button. I would probably stick with Facebook ads and the Power Editor, which we'll talk about in a second. But if you want to know a little bit more about boosting posts, you can shoot me a note, Mark at edwardscom.net or Barry at edwardscom.net.
Great, good information. Now what about Facebook ads?
Well, Facebook ads, that's the way most businesses really want to reach people, without getting too crazy and so forth. And so you can better understand, there's a dashboard that businesses use to set up their campaigns. They can set up their ad sets, and there's essentially a way to segment the ads their audiences see. And you can have an ad set for each type of audience. But the newest feature of Facebook is called the Facebook Power Editor. Now, the Power Editor is great, and the biggest advantage is it's a big, huge time saver. And, with ads, and you can get very granular. You can go into your insights and see, your demographics and time of day and so forth. And the best of all of that, combine that into an ad. The cost is very reasonable. The reach and exposure is really high, but it does take some time to learn how to use the Power Editor and how to use it for your business.
Okay. Well, it sounds like Power Editor is a great tool for creating Facebook ads, but it seems like you're insinuating there's a high learning curve, and are there costs associated with it?
Well, first of all, no, there's no cost. I mean, Facebook gives you these tools, insights and ads and Power Editor, so, you spend money on Facebook. So, no, there's no cost associated with it. There's a little bit of a curve to learn how to use the Ads Manager and Power Editor. It's not bad. Some businesses, they have people internally that they've hired to do that. But, it's well worth the time if you plan to market your business on Facebook.
The time.
Yeah.
And that's what we hear from every client virtually every day is I love what Facebook can do for me. I mean, you give a lot of great insight into that, but they just don't have the time to learn yet another thing.
Yeah, as I said, business owners, they hire some folks to do that for them, but of course, you need to, kind of learn it a little bit. I mean, if you've got the time, maybe if there's certain times during the day where you can kind of read a tutorial and so forth, but if you'd like further information on it and you want to sit down with us or just shoot us an email at mark@edwardscom.net or barry@edwardscom.net or visit our website, we can tell you about that a little bit. But I'm also going to expand a little bit on Power Editor in the show notes. We're going to give you a couple of tips on how to use it, maybe some screenshots, and you can find those show notes in our News Mojo page at sportscom.net, and of course the vlogs and show notes from past happy hour recaps.
Tons
there
of
as well.
resources
Yep,
there.
Yep.
Well, I'll tell you that we're going to wrap it up here. Special thanks to Chris Armington of the Tavern Company.
Thank you,
Again,
Chris. Yep.
thetaverncompany.com. And it is right down the road from the Cedar Lee Theater, just south of Cedar. And that's about it.
And thetaverncompany.com. And we'll be coming to you next week from another place in Northeast Ohio, another great place for our happy hour recap. So until next week, have a great week and
Have a great weekend.
cheers.